The House will now reorganize and select a new speaker. I know it's going to take some time, but I remind everyone we have a lot of work to do, and the American people expect us to get it done. The argument we reached was all about what comes next.
Welcome back to America Decides. That was, of course, President Biden addressing the vote to oust Kevin McCarthy as House Speaker. I want to go now to CBS News Chief White House Correspondent Nancy Cordes. Nancy, what the president was referring to is something we talked about in the segment just earlier. What's the future of Ukraine aid? And as I understand it, the president's going to have something to say about that in the not-too-distant future.
That's right, Major. He said today that he's going to have a major address that he'll be giving soon about Ukraine aid and how important it is, and filled with warnings about what it could mean for this country if the U.S. doesn't provide more Ukraine funding in the short term. Now, what's so striking about this is that just 24 hours ago, Major, the president told world leaders that he's very confident that Ukraine aid is going to get across the finish line on Capitol Hill. And all of us were scratching our heads and asking questions of White House officials. How can the president express confidence on the world stage at this particular moment? The House Speaker is hours away from being deposed. He has no idea who the next House Speaker will be and whether that person will support more funding for Ukraine. And sure enough, it is now 24 hours later, and the president himself is apparently concerned enough that he feels the need to go out there and give a major speech at some point, they haven't told us when, to try to get Congress back on track on this issue.
As our conversations throughout the show have made abundantly clear, Nancy, there are so many unanswerable questions. One of them is, in this context of the future of Ukraine aid, might the White House find itself in a position at some point, a week or so from now, where it's urging Democrats to possibly be more cooperative in this House chaotic period of time to get a speaker and create alliances that, for the sake of Ukraine aid, might come together, if only temporarily?
You know, I think the Democrats would be very open to forming alliances, particularly if there was a speaker candidate who was willing to give them some assurances. They've expressed great openness to doing that. But the reality is that the Republicans who have stepped forward so far to say that they are interested in the speakership, they are not individuals who are going to be looking to form those kinds of alliances with Democrats, at least not yet. I mean, if we get 6 votes, 10 votes into this thing and there's still no speaker, then maybe they may need to form some kind of an alliance with Democrats. But at this point, when you've got individuals like Steve Scalise, like Jim Jordan, they're going to be looking to shore up their right flank. They're going to be looking to try to win this vote with Republican votes only before they turn to Democrats. And as you've been discussing, if anything, they've been saying that they want to kick Democrats out of their small offices in the Capitol, not form new alliances with them.
Hard to form alliances when eviction notices are being sent across the aisle in Capitol Hill. Nancy Cordes at the White House on the North Lawn. Thanks so very much.